Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. I feel really led to talk about this video today. Seniors are really struggling right now. Not all seniors, but more than I've ever heard of before. Let's get started and talk about it. I'm out in the field and community a lot. I talk to a lot of people, and this is over the last few years. And I know so many people that are struggling. And remember, every situation is different. That's why I hope I come across on this channel as, yes, we are responsible for ourselves. Okay, we make good choices and bad choices when it comes to money. And we are responsible for ourselves. But sometimes life does happen, and sometimes maybe some people have a more difficult, more challenging time than others. So no judgment, because we haven't walked in other shoes. I always got to start with that one. Okay, one of the big things is this. I know quite a few seniors that have taken their Social Security out at 62. I'm not saying that's not okay to do. There's probably pros and cons for that. But if you're not going to get a lot of money and you're only depending on the money that you get out at age 62, it's going to fall short of what you're going to need to probably cover your cost of living, especially since inflation. That's kind of what I'm finding. So, you know, if you can supplement it, but even the supplemental stuff that people are doing, because I know of a couple people right now, women that are in their maybe early 60s that took out early Social Security, and they're working part-time. But with that and working part-time, it's not enough. They're having to get help from their families. So I know of a few people in that situation. Also, health and healthcare costs. One lady told me, the one that is in her early 60s, that she took out early Social Security, that, you know, I would work more, but she said, I don't have the energy level to be able to do it. Like right now, I'm 59. I have to be honest with you guys. I work about 60 hours a week. I enjoy what I do, but I'm kind of extra energetic. I'm actually kind of hyper. And if you hung around me, you'd say, does she have an off button? Please let me find it now. But not everybody is energetic, and I don't know what I'm going to feel like 5 years from now, you know? You can't take your health for granted. So healthcare costs, especially if you have, you know, whether you're in pain, like there's somebody that I met that was doing a demo, and you know what? She has some hip problems. Now, she does a great job, but, you know, I met her a while ago, and so she kind of struggles a little bit, and she'd love to retire, but she needs a supplemental income. So if you have health issues, it really is kind of tough, and healthcare costs. So, you know, because if you have, let's say you're over the age of 65 and you have Medicare, it may not cover everything that you need it to cover. Okay? Number two, and I know somebody that's 72 that had this issue, because of ageism, and also causes employment barriers, not being able to get a job. You know, she's had a struggle getting a job. She finally got one, but it doesn't pay that much. And she had to go through a lot of moving parts. That's the one thing I want to say is, I know a lot of people love technology and, oh, things are so easy nowadays. In some ways, okay, you know, we've got to move with the changes. That's for sure. We have to know how to pivot, and we can't just sit back and go, this is too difficult. But many, like, employment opportunities now have a lot of what I call moving parts. There's a lot of steps. It's not 1, 2, 3 anymore. It's 1 through 50 of 50 different things you have to do to get this job. Okay, and a lot of the, you know, not saying everybody, but many people that are seniors may not know how to navigate all of that. And that's with someone I know recently that did get a job. But the good news with this young lady, well, actually, she's 72. I'm going to still call her young. She actually went to the library and got help from them. So she is resourceful, which is really good. But finding work when you're older can be challenging. Number three, a lot of places are running out of resources. I know a few people that they've gone to some food banks. They've, you know, tried to get help from certain organizations in their city, and they'll get help once, but they're limited of what they can do. They're like, hey, we're running out of funds, and they keep their information and say, hey, you were here 2 months ago. You know what? This is we can only do this. One place she went to gave her a $10 gift card. Hey, that's something. At least it's a little bit of food. But, you know, a lot of people think they can just get help everywhere, but some of these places run out of resources. You just can't help everyone, and especially when more and more people are needing help. Okay, number four, and I have so many people that have said this, Dawn, they can get senior housing. It's less expensive. I do know one of the ladies who's 62, I know she got on senior housing and she's only paying $500 a month for rent, which is wonderful, but not everybody has that luxury to do that. I actually know quite a few people that are on a long waiting list to get senior housing. And so right now they're paying the cheapest, they found the cheapest apartment they could in the DFW area, and then some people in other areas, and they're paying like $1,000 a month. And that was the cheapest with no amenities that they could find to be able to move into. But basically 70% of the money they get is going to that, which doesn't leave them a whole lot to live off. So that wait list for senior housing or discount housing is quite large. Okay, number 5, a lot of people didn't prepare ahead, little savings, in either no pension or a little pension, and they're trying to navigate it off just Social Security and a little part-time work. Number 6, a lot of people that are seniors are in a situation where they have debt and they just can't pay it. I know somebody right now that has a payday loan, she can't pay it, and so the interest keeps adding up. Number 7, cost of living, all the inflation, we know that, and we know how much a lot of this stuff costs. And you know, many folks right now, and this is even people that aren't struggling, that maybe live out in an apartment, maybe 60% of what they make goes to their actual apartment, and they're trying to live off the 40%. It used to be maybe 30% maybe, or 35% would go to your, living costs. That isn't the way it is now in many situations. Number 8, and this is huge, and I admit I'm a little bit like this. I try to look up things on YouTube though. Many folks out there are what I call tech challenged. They don't, not every senior, there's a lot of very wise seniors, and there's a lot of people that are seniors that know way more about technology than I do. I'm talking about some of the people that are seniors that are struggling financially and may not be in the best health. Some of them are technically challenged, and I had one lady that's a senior that came up and didn't know what was going on with her phone. I said, well, you turned your phone off, and I turned her phone back on for her, and I said, you have very, very low battery right now. And I said, I showed her where to go sit, and because they have a little station, docking station, and where she could charge her phone, and she went and sat down for about 25 minutes and charged her phone. That was something simple that I could show her how to do. So I can do some things, but I don't know everything about technology. So you have to be able to reach out and be able to communicate with others and be able to, if you have trouble with something with technology, go to the library. Or you know what, you could go to a mobile store and ask them questions. There's people out there that will help you. You just have to be able to reach out. Some people maybe don't feel confident asking questions. You have to be able to be confident and be able to do that. And so, that can be kind of hard sometimes. And basically, sum it up in a nutshell, no one's coming to save you, which kind of brings me to another point. A lot of these people I know, their families are tired of bailing them out and taking care of them. They said they have their own struggles, their own bills to pay, and they don't want mom or dad or brother or sister moving in with them. They have their own things to be worried about. And some of you may think that's terrible and think, hey, families are supposed to be there to support each other. I don't know their situation. So I'm just saying that. Many people just think, oh, things are going to just work out. But we do need to have some careful planning. That's why right now for me, I do several different things. So as long as my health is good, I know that when I'm in my 70s, if I need to, and that's part of the reason I want to get this weight off, that I can hopefully do demos. I'll still have my 2 YouTube channels, and hopefully they'll be continuing to grow organically over the time. And I can always work on the computer and do scheduling. Actually, there is a scheduler out there. I think she just retired. She was 94, okay, and she was still scheduling because she loved it, and she just decided to retire. So that's kind of neat. But bottom line is we are responsible for ourselves. We have to think proactively, and we have to plan ahead, so that we don't get to the situation where we don't have very many choices. The more options you have, the better. Let me know what you guys think. If you have tips and tricks for seniors that are struggling, let me know. Bottom line though is, at the end of the day, we have to be able to do our own research and figure out what are all of our options. I think there's more options. We just have to reach out and network. That's the word I wanted to think of. We want to network with other people and find out all of our options. That's why I'm a big advocate for being an entrepreneur and maybe starting your own side gig in your own business. Just a thought. Let me know what you guys think. Love you, appreciate you, and I hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye, everybody.